wonderful 2024. I sure did. It was amazing. And there's always something that goes about and says, hey, it was a quick year. And this year's no different. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's happened, but in the context of some really interesting stories. So the first one I'll start with is that I've had a family member, like many of us, who is undergoing some significant medical situations. And I was telling this to the guys at my church, my men's group, and they did something that was amazing, or really something I didn't believe was going to happen. They decided to collect money, and as this person was going through their treatment, which was a pretty significant treatment for the next couple of weeks, this men's group from Buckhead Church, part of North Point Ministries, is sending to this family member food every single day for the next 2 weeks. There's a lot of people who come at me and tell me all kinds of scriptures and say, hey, I'm supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do that, because of this something that was written by somebody at some point. These brothers, they did action. And I'm so thankful for them. I really am. So if you contemplate going to a group at Buckhead Church, please do so. It's just been an amazing experience. I've been in many of them before, and it's just been wonderful. I'm also part of a group here that I found online called Modified by MS. It's run by a gentleman named Matthew Price. I think he's out of Tennessee. And this group is so amazing because, as many of you know, men don't have the same amount of, we don't contract MS to the same rate as women. And to see this group come together every week or so and talk about what's happening with men, he has phenomenal neurologists and guests that come on and talk about how do we as men have to cope with it. And I know there's another one for couples and for others, but Matt, if you're out there, I really thank you for doing it. It's been a really amazing year for me. I've been a part of the Atlanta Black Theater Festival for the last 6+ years. As you can see here, this is what our view is of 2025, and really looking about what the future can look like and how we as a theater organization can be part of it. Obviously, this led to an amazing milestone for me personally in 2024, where I was able to produce a play that I've been working on for a long period of time called Lyrics, and it was just great. As you can see, we've got some of my cast members here, just really talking about how amazing it was. All of these people are such great actors. I mean, they and cast members. We were the premiere show of the festival this year. And to me, that was such a phenomenal way for our year to go about. And me personally, as a writer, someone who's dealing with MS, I have a day life job. I've got all of this going on. And for me to be able to, for these folks to put their trust in me as the director, the producer, and the writer of it was just so incredible. There's been a group started here in Atlanta called the Atlanta Dramatists. It's started by Dan Guyton. It's an amazing group of fellow creators, and many of them are educators around the world of theater, and how do we help create the voices and grow the voices of theater throughout the city of Atlanta and beyond. It's been a great group to be part of. Thanks, Dan, for doing this. As you can see, we were celebrating our really cool year. Next year, we're going to have our own play festival, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see what comes about from that. This year wouldn't be great if I didn't tell you about some of the things that I personally dig. So I try to read a decent amount of books every single year. And one of these books stood out to me. It's called The Power Method by Tiago Forte. It's a great book in regards to how do we take all of the stuff that we have, specifically me as a creator. I have a mountain of speeches, of stories that I've written for my entire life, but how to put them in a great framework. At first it seemed very daunting to do, but once you start to really apply it, you can see it really translate in all of your parts of your life. I'm also a big fan of a lot of AI tools. And there's one that stood out to me this year, Google Notebook LM. For example, I've been writing this novel for a long period of time. I won't tell you this because you judge me if I tell you how long I've been writing this novel. And Google LM allows me to just really take all of these different writings forever and put them in a place. And I'm saying to myself, man, that's where, and this includes drawings and sketches and all of these other things. So Google LM, of all of the great AI models this year, which I am a fan of many of them, is great. So let's talk about some fun stuff. So while I'm being productive and being creative, I need to consume things in order to give my brain some relief. And so I really like some TV shows and some movies. This TV show stood out to me. As you know, I'm a animation kind of fan, whether it's anime or just good animation, period. Arcane, though, is a little different. Not only is it set in a fantasy world based on the video game League of Legends, but every single character here has a story. I just love that kind of thing. I love when I know what's going on with everybody, even if the person's not the stated protagonist or antagonist. I just love that kind of thing. This will be a bit controversial in regards to the movie that I dug the most this year. A lot of people did not dig it for whatever reason, but I just love the world created by Dune. What a great story. You know, I would love to say I've read all the novels in the past, but I have not. But what the director here, Denis Villeneuve, I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he did a phenomenal job. I've loved mostly every movie he's done, including the one, I think it's called The Arrival. He's just been fantastic. So I love something. So like, if you're trying to be productive and creative, even we all need a break. Like, we all need to take a moment and take some time and to say, you know, I need to relax. And here we are in the holiday season, whatever you deem the holiday season for you. What does that mean to you? Do you take a break? Do you watch something that's in your queue to watch? Do you read something you've been trying to catch up on? What does that mean for you? 2025 bodes well. I'm not going to give it all away here because I read something somewhere that if you tell everybody what you're going to do, then you psychologically are telling yourself you already did it before you actually did it. I don't know if that's true or not. All I know is that I've got to keep going, and multiple sclerosis doesn't have a hold of me. I have a hold of it. What's happened by me having these lesions across my spine and my brain is that I've been triggered and modified in a way where the superpowers that I have in my head and in my brain and in my spirit have been given a multiplier effect. And by that happening, I feel, and you feel, please, you must feel this way because you're part of this earth. You're part of what's been created on this earth. You have a duty to share what's in your spirit. You have a responsibility to share what's on your heart. My heart breaks a lot these days. I don't have to go far, but the device in front of me for me to tell and see what's happening in the world. But just because I can tell what's happening in the world doesn't mean that the good and the beauty of the world doesn't outweigh the crap. It does. And it does to the highest level. This year's going to be fun. There's going to be a lot occurring. You'll see some things that'll be popping up soon here that you've never seen, that I've taken all of the things that I've been doing for my life and putting them together into one framework that'll help our productivity and our creativity simultaneously. I hope you join me for that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. If you feel free, please follow me, subscribe, go to my website, become a member. On the website, winstonawilson.com, you'll find things that you won't find anywhere else. So please become a member today as we roll out an unbelievable amount of cool things for the year. I wish you and yours the best for the coming future. We've got to lock arms. We can't push each other away. We can't point fingers. We got to lock arms in order for us to get through the next part of our day and next part of our life. This is Winston A. Wilson. Have a phenomenal one. Talk to you soon.